In the ancient Greek text called the Testament of Solomon, there is a story about how King Solomon subdued demons and made them serve him. This account is narrated by Solomon himself. While building the temple in Jerusalem, Solomon noticed a young worker, the son of the foreman, who was exceptionally skilled. Out of appreciation, Solomon increased the young man's wages and food allowance. Despite this, the young man grew thin, weak, and pale. Concerned, Solomon called him and asked what was wrong. At first, the young man hesitated, but eventually he confided in Solomon, saying, "I don't know if you will believe me, O king, but something strange has been happening to me. Every night when I go to bed, something comes and sucks my right thumb and steals my food. I feel it is taking away all my strength, and I believe it is an evil spirit." Upon hearing this, Solomon turned to deep thought and consulted ancient writings. He prayed for guidance on how to free the young man from the demon's power. After several days, an angel appeared to Solomon, bringing a ring with a special stone. On the stone was the figure called the Pentala, and within it was an unutterable name. The angel instructed Solomon on how to use the ring. The next morning, Solomon called the young man and gave him the ring, saying, "Take this ring, and tonight when the creature comes, throw the ring at it and say, 'In the strength of the name, King Solomon calls you.' Then, come to me immediately and do not fear anything the demon might say." That night, the wicked demon Orus came as usual, intending to suck the young man's blood and steal his food. The young man followed Solomon's instructions, threw the ring at the demon, and said, "Come, for Solomon calls you." He then ran to Solomon's palace. The demon shrieked, "Boy, what have you done? Take the ring from me, and I will give you the hidden gold of the earth. Take it off and do not bring me before Solomon." Ignoring the demon, the young man reached the palace and called out to Solomon, "O king, I have brought the spirit as you told me. He is outside the door, screaming and promising me the hidden treasures of the earth if I do not bring him to you." I rose from my throne and stepped into the courtyard, where I saw a creature that looked like a flame of fire, flickering and shrinking. I stood over it and asked, "What is your name?" It answered, "Ornias." I commanded Ornias, with the power of the ring, to reveal how I could control him. He told me where he lived, how he harmed people, and everything else I asked. Then, I sealed him with the ring and ordered him to cut stones for building the temple. After considering my next move, I summoned Ornias and gave him the ring, instructing him to bring Beelzeboul, the prince of all demons, to me. Ornias went to Beelzeboul, found him on his throne, and said, "Solomon calls for you." Beelzeboul scornfully replied, "Who is this Solomon you speak of?" Ornias threw the ring into Beelzeboul's chest and repeated, "Solomon calls for you." Beelzeboul roared, cast a great flame of fire, but had to rise and follow Ornias to me. When I saw Beelzeboul, I thanked the Most High for giving me power over the demons. I spoke sternly to Beelzeboul, and he promised to bring all the demons before me, making them obey my commands. I appointed him to cut marble blocks for the temple's construction. When the other demons saw their master working like a slave, they were terrified. I then summoned many chief demons, one by one, and questioned them about their deeds, what diseases they caused, what secrets they knew, and how they could be subdued. After they answered, I bound them and set them to work on building the temple. The demons appeared in various forms, one as a beautiful woman with a donkey's hoof, another as a headless man with a flame of fire from his neck, and another as a large dog. I bound the headless man and the dog together, and the dog's flame provided light for the workmen at night. There were also dragons, one with 3 heads, another with a man's head, and another demon with a face that shone green, hair like serpents, and a body of darkness. Another appeared as a dark man with shining eyes and a drawn sword, claiming to be the spirit of an ancient giant who perished in the flood. Some demons had no visible form, only voices. Over all of them, I had control. I had authority over many people and assigned them various tasks, such as carrying water, making ropes, melting gold and silver, and lifting heavy stones. Thanks to their efforts, the temple was built quickly, and I, Solomon, enjoyed great honor, peace, and tranquility in my kingdom. Kings and princes from all around visited me, bringing precious gifts, and my kingdom was greatly exalted. One day, while I was sitting on my throne in the palace with Ornias the demon standing by me, an old man, one of my workmen, came before me. He cast himself down and cried for justice against his son who mistreated him, beat him, and plucked out his hair. I felt pity for the old man and sent for his son. The son denied the accusations, saying, "I am not so wicked as to strike my father. I have done no such evil." I sent him away and called the father again, urging him to reconcile with his son. However, the old man insisted on his son's death. Perplexed, I was about to judge against the young man when I saw Ornias laughing. I asked him why he laughed, and he replied, "Forgive me, O king, it was not at you that I laughed, but at this wretched old man. He is plotting his son's death, but his son will fall sick and die in 3 days." I asked Ornias if this was true, and he confirmed it. I then told the old man and his son to strive for reconciliation and return to me in 3 days, providing them with food from my table. They obeyed and left. After 3 days, the old man returned in mourning, saying he had buried his son that day. I asked Ornias how he knew these things, and he explained that spirits can fly up into the air and overhear the decrees from the heavens about men's fates. When they fall from the sky, people mistake them for falling stars. In those days, I received a letter from King Adoris of Arabia asking for help against a venomous wind that killed people and cattle every dawn. He promised tribute and peace if I could capture the spirit causing the wind. I gave the letter to my chief counselor, saying, "Bring it to my remembrance in 7 days." After thinking about the matter, I instructed a servant to prepare a camel and an empty wineskin. The wineskin had the upper parts of the forelegs remaining sewn up with the neck open. I gave the servant the ring and told him to go to Arabia, where the venomous wind blew, and use the ring to capture the demon in the wind. The servant accomplished his task, and the wind stopped, earning Solomon's gratitude and gifts from the Arabians. Solomon then commanded the captured demon Ephus to lift a heavy stone for the temple. Ephus succeeded and brought another powerful demon from the Red Sea to assist in lifting a great pillar. Fearing their power, Solomon trapped them in the air, where they remain holding the pillar, which is visible as a constellation, possibly the Milky Way. Solomon learned that the Red Sea demon had opposed Moses in Egypt and assisted Pharaoh's magicians. This demon was trapped in the sea until Ephus freed him.
If you found this video enjoyable, please consider liking and sharing it. Additionally, subscribing to this channel will ensure that you receive more updates in the future. Thank you.